everyone, Diane here, welcome to my studio. Today I'm going to open up this wonderful box of chocolates. Oh, that's a bit disappointing, isn't it? Not chocolates after all. I'm going to take out two brushes and show you a way of using these brushes. This is the mop brush, which we have which we have designed and have made for us by Craftamo. There we are. This is a 1/2 inch mop brush, beautifully finished, beautifully shiny, nice gloss paint finish on these brushes actually, which is great because it means that they will resist, be easy to clean basically. So I'm going to have a go using that one, and as well I'm going to use my long-haired round number 9. Same deal really, beautifully made and lovely to use. So I'll just pop that away for a second. And I'm going to do this little painting here of this robin. I know we've probably done too many robins recently, but well, you know, it is Christmas. This is a piece of rough Meeden. It's 5 by 7 inches. That should do fine for this. And I'm just going to take a pencil, and because I'm doing this one that I have done earlier, I'm going to show you how I drew it. And basically I went across here about 1/3 of the way up the page to give me my sort of horizon line, the level of the, you know, where the snow stops. And then I tend generally to start with the beak, just because you've got to start somewhere. And then I do a kind of curve like that for the bottom of the bird, and then another curve. And you have a choice what you do in his back. You can do it straight. You can do all sorts of things, as long as it looks roughly like a bird. And then you've got his tail coming out there. And then how you do your legs is also up to you, obviously. He might have practically no legs, or you might give him long legs. And then the eye should be in a line with the center of the beak, so something like that. Okay, so that's basically that. Shouldn't take too long to do. I don't think you want to mess around too much with that. Just keep it really simple, because you'll be able to make adjustments as we go forward. Now I've got the mop here, which I'm going to put in water. And then I'm going to take, this is the black, black Kuretake paint. And I'm going to just pick up some of that and then have fun. You know, I mean really have fun, because I'm going to use the mop to cover the whole of the back of the background in black. You don't have to do it in black, obviously. You can do it in any colour you like, and you'll get a similar effect, because we're going to then paint over the top of this. You can, the brush does come to a sort of point, comes to a nice controllable pointy shape. So you can go round the bird like that. Need a bit more water and a bit more paint. And we'll just come down to the ground here. And then what we're going to do next, don't worry about the shape, because we can correct that with the next stage. So the next thing to do is to let it dry, and or put the hairdryer on it and come back and do the next thing. So basically one outlined bird. So the next thing I'm going to do is to use my bleed proof white, and where's my brush? Here it is. Yeah, I'm just going to pick up a bit of that and pop it into my palette. And then I'm going to go over the whole thing. We did this the other day, a different design, but we did a similar thing using white. So if you've tried that out, you'll be familiar with this idea. And it just gives a very ethereal kind of effect, which is nice because you want it to look like snow and lousy weather, which is what we've got at the moment, so that's quite apt. So don't try and make it smooth. You want it a bit erratic. And so we put that on, and then we might add a little bit of blue to that. So I've got my, what do you call it, ultramarine here. So you don't have to, but if you feel you'd like to make it a little bit on the bluish side, you can do that. Just add a little bit of blue and work that in. And then I'm going to just make that thinner, and then just using the same brush, put some shadow on the snowy foreground. Then I might clean that brush off and soften the edges of these blobs like that. Okay, that's fine. That needs to now dry. Otherwise, when I come to put the colour of the bird in, I'm going to get it running all over the place. But before I do the bird, I need to find my round brush because I'm going to do some branches in the background. So I'll take a little bit more black and mix it with some white to give me some grey, and then I'm just going to just trace in some branches like this and let them run. Just any old how. Just relax about it. Doesn't have to be anything special. And then a couple in the foreground, and we can let them run too. Just let the whole thing sort of play its own game. And when that's a bit drier, you can come in with a bit more if you want. And we will be putting in some snow. So I'll just put in a little bit of snow to start with, because we want it to, you know, blend. So that's our first layer of snow. We will have more. Then we want some reddish brown for the breast of the bird. So I'm mixing the Kuretake red with a little bit of raw sienna. And you can get creative here, do whatever you like. This one is going to be a little bit different from the last one I did. And then if you want a touch of realism, put a little bit of grey here, a grey, purple, blue, lilac or whatever, because that's what these birds have. And then a bit more of a darker brown. So mix your brown with a bit of black, or use a darker brown if you've got one. And then just bring that in. Let it blend where it hits the wet paint. The good thing about these Kuretake paints is that they are very, what's the word, tolerant. And they're easy to correct if you make a mistake like that. You can just lift it out. So we'll just let that dry. And maybe we want a little bit more darker here, perhaps under the wing. Let that blend a bit. And that's still quite wet, so I'm going to dry that before I put his legs in, otherwise he'll get furry covered legs. So now I'm just going to come into his beak area using my round number 9, and I'm just going to try to paint basically a sort of diamond shape, I suppose. Something like that. And then we just try and make it a little bit lighter on the top. And then perhaps a bit more dark brown on the head. And maybe just pull the colour down there a little bit. And maybe a little bit pink. There we are, and then we'll put some feet in. And this brush has got a very nice fine point, so you can use it for practically everything. And I could even probably paint the eye. Oh, I forgot, it's wet. So panic not, just dab that out and resort to your hairdryer. I'll be back in a second. Okay, so that's not ruined completely. So we'll leave that like that. And I want to put in a little bit more darks here behind the tail, a little bit here, just keep it nice and loose. That's the beauty of these brushes. It's all nice and loose. And now it's time to go back to the white, and let's cover up that piece of pink there that ran. That's not a problem, is it? And then a little bit more blue with the white, just to make a little bit more shadow on the snow. You can do this however you like. And then I'm going to take a nice big dollop of white, and I'm going to start with the snow on top. So we just go over the whole thing with nice taps. This is a perfect brush for doing snow flakes. And when I've done that for a bit, I'm going to take my toothbrush, which did not come in the Craftamo set, and I'm going to spray a fine toothbrush spray all over, which gives it some really nice texture. And apart from anything else, it's a lot of fun to do. You can really get carried away with this. So there we are. One little birdie sitting in the snow, very similar to his friend over here, and makes a lovely card, I think. I hope you have fun with that. I did enjoy that, even though I made several mistakes, because they can all be corrected. You could go back in with more white and do more branches in the background if you wanted to, or make them darker, like this one is a little bit darker. It's up to you exactly what you do. You can make it yours. This looks to me like a chaffinch. This is not a robin. I have inadvertently, by accident, painted quite a good rendition of a chaffinch, I think. So anyway, there we are. And I will let you go, and I will see you again soon. And just to remind you, I painted that using the 1/2 inch round, the mop, the 1/2 inch mop, and the number 9 round. And that's all I needed for that. And I'm so pleased with this number 9 because it has such a fine point. You can do practically hairline lines. So, and even this one, actually. And sometimes when you use a bigger brush, this is sort of tip for the day. I know people disagree about this, and lots of people find small brushes much more enjoyable to use, and that's fine too. But for me, I'm a Ron Ranson fan, and I believe that he was right when he said that when you start to use a bigger brush, it will release something and you'll become a better painter, basically. I think it's true. So anyway, bye for now, everybody, and bye from my chaffinch in the snow.